Hey guys, what's up? Making a quick video here. This video, I'm sure everybody in the whole wide world has heard this phrase, you've changed, right? You ever heard that? You ever heard somebody say to you, you've changed. You're not the same, you've changed. Now, the way I like to, because this is kind of complex, because how you change biologically, how you change physiologically, how you change literally, metaphorically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. I mean, how you change encapsulates a lot. Okay. So I want to use this quick example. I mean, it's because it's so complex and diverse. I just want to kind of simplify it as best as I could. So I want you to kind of picture looking in the air, okay? And you see the plane right here. And then you just quickly turn like this, and then you look back up, and now the plane is over here. Now, you haven't moved, right? But the plane obviously moved. So when you look, you say, man, that plane changed positions. Now, the plane changed positions, right? But the plane itself didn't change, but it changed and it kind of moved into a new position, okay? Now, you haven't moved, so your perspective says this is point A, this is point B. You obviously changed. Or let's think of another one. You have two ropes, okay? You have two ropes hanging down, like battle ropes almost. And, you go in with a friend, a cousin, a spouse, acquaintance, a gym rat with you. And you both have a goal to kind of go up that rope, all right? So you go on the rope, he goes on the rope, or he or she goes on the rope, and boom, you start climbing, okay? Now, it just so happens you started to go higher faster, okay? And then this person is kind of struggling, okay? And then boom, you both go back down, and you try to give some pointers, like, wow, you did very, very well. The way I do it is this technique, kind of like I go here, and then as I move my other hand, I kind of help pick my body up, and I invoke all these other muscle groups. And then they look at you and they say, who are you? We both started this at the same time. You're not the expert. And there lies the problem. I don't claim to be the expert in anything. Okay. As a matter of fact, I don't think anyone's an expert in anything. All right. What I will say is that if I stay in my lane, right? So here I am, whether I was with a friend or without, and I started to climb the rope. Well, if my intention was to reach the top, if I didn't reach it the first time, I'm going to try to find out better techniques. I might have to strengthen my fingers, my hands, my forearms, my core. And so I kind of take care of all those things as a prerequisite to go back, and then I get better and better. And then I have a better form and maybe a better technique. And so I'm focused on myself getting to the top. I'm not focused on how faster or better I am than anyone else, because the guy next to me in the other rope went up and down about 3 times before I ever went once. So I'm not looking at this person in that way. Now I might look at this person and ask, man, how do you do this? What is your technique? How do you get there? Why do I say it that way? Because my goal is still to reach the top. So whether this person is doing it faster than me or this person is doing it slower than me, it's irrelevant. I'm doing it because ultimately I have a goal that I have to reach. Okay, so what does all this have to do with the you've changed? So primarily this is what happens in life, okay? Sometimes whether you have a partnership, a friendship, and so on, you all kind of start here together and we're going to do this, and we're all zealous for it. And then one person, inevitably has a stronger attachment to the goal than the other. Okay, now both of you want to get there, but somebody else has a stronger attachment to it. And so that person just keeps on, keeps on, keeps on, keeps on. Struggle, 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 keeps on, keeps on, keeps on. Problems, problems, keeps on, keeps on, keeps on. Where this person is so focused on you and how fast and how much and how many times and how easy it is for you to get up here. So they look, and now their goal is not the same anymore. Their goal is to compete with you. Boom. There's the problem. Stay in your own lane. Focus on your own goals. I mean, if 2, 3, 4, 100 people are on the same mindset and the same road towards that goal, then awesome. It doesn't matter which one of us gets up there first, because we're going to pull the others up with us. But small-minded people, people who want to be bitter, people who live with regret, people who live with this mindset that you're the problem, you've changed. Why have you changed so much? And back to the analogy of the plane is exactly the same. The plane is the exact same. The plane is in the air. The plane changed positions because it's moving towards its destination. The person looking down here sees the plane moving from one point to the other, and they see the changed position. This person is stagnant. That plane isn't. But it's not the plane's fault. The plane has a mission. It has to get from point A to point B. The same is true with this example of the rope. If you have a goal to climb the rope, then climb the rope. We don't start something together just so that we can be in a race to see who climbs the rope. Now, on the other side, if this person happened to climb the rope faster, better, well, guess what? If my goal was exactly the same as when I started, and that was to climb the rope to get to the top, then guess what? I'm going to have to humble myself, because everybody has pride, and I'm going to have to say, man, how do you do this? And I'm going to learn from this person, and I'm going to keep on practicing, and I'm going to keep on doing what I need to do to get to point B. And I think so many of us fall into that trap, and what happens is on the peripheral, from the outside, you have people that say, man, you've changed. And the truth of the matter is, while there is some truth to that, I have changed positions. I have changed perspective. I have changed my point of view. I have changed what it is, maybe my techniques to get to. But the goal is always the goal. And that's the type of person I am. I have a goal, I'm going to stick to it. And maybe I thought in my small-mindedness that I'm going to just go from here to here, and this is the technique that I'm going to use. But then I found out, well, that's not getting me to where I want to. And so I acquire more knowledge, right? When they say that knowledge is power, I mean, it really is true. Knowledge is power. And you apply that knowledge, but it's still me. Okay, so if I were to apply like a jacket, apply this piece of knowledge, and then I get like gloves and I apply this piece of knowledge, and I get a cap and I apply this piece of knowledge, and I get boots and so on and so forth. And it's just applying it. It doesn't change me. I'm not the person changing. I'm adding to myself. But I have not changed in that respect. My goal is still to get here. Now, if you guys, anyone who wants to stay down here and hate on someone who is climbing up here, and let me tell you, the climb isn't, like this A, B type of deal, all right? There's like A1, A2, A3, A4, A1,000 to get to B. Now, don't hate on the person who's trying to get to the goal that they've been saying forever. That's the goal, period, end of story. But you have to learn how to adapt. You have to learn how to assimilate, and you have to learn how to understand what you have to play with, so to speak. And in that process, people who are small-minded look at you and say, man, you've changed. And I beg to differ. Now, your perspective of it, like the guy watching the plane, his perspective, in his mind, he is 100% correct. The plane has changed. It has changed position, yes, from his perspective. But if he were to go outside of himself, or if he were to kind of just turn around and follow the plane, then this person will clearly see that the plane is simply just trying to get to his point B. All right, guys, I know that a lot of people struggle with this because you want to kind of, make the people that you love happy, the people that you share communion with, the people that you hang out with, your friends, your boys and your girls and all that stuff. But the truth of the matter is you can't change your point B because someone else is having a certain feeling about it because their point B seems so far-fetched. Listen, we can all get to that objective, that goal, that point B that we all want if we just focus on ourselves. This way, when I'm climbing that rope and I go and I burn my hands and then I find a new technique and then I get heavy and I get weary and I get tired and I get weak, well, I will be in a better position when I do reach that point B, to a point B, sorry, to look at everybody else who wants to get to that point B, and I can help you. That's the beauty. I can help you. That point B is for me. It's not so that I can show everybody, hey, look, I made it to point B. That point B is mine. Your point B, your goal, your objective, your vision should be yours. And then when you get to that point B, maybe, and this is totally if you want, you can help others along the way. But you're not going to help anybody looking at everybody else climb up their ropes and saying, man, they got to that point B. Look at this guy, he's halfway there. Look at this person. If you're looking at everybody else get to their point B and you're saying, man, they changed, I really would look at yourself in the mirror and say, well, maybe what do I need to do to get that trajectory towards the goal or objective that I need to, instead of looking at everybody else and then kind of shaming them for changing. All right, guys, you know the drill. You can DM me, reach out to me, do whatever. I know that I ruffle some feathers every time I talk, and I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. I'm trying to actually help you find a different perspective that'll get you back on your path towards that point B. All right? Peace.